Hello, world. It's Ation from Outside the Box. I know it's been some time since we've been together, but just a couple of days ago, I was going through some old clips and some old sound bites that I put together. And this dates back all the way to September 20th of last year. As you'll see in the video, it's an old clip, but I thought it was somewhat significant and pretty pertinent to what's going on right now around us. I want you to take a look at this, and we'll be right back.
Gunfire erupts. Leaves behind 7 children. 3 adults and 4 children shot. Worked as a forklift operator, known in the community as C-Note. He hoped to someday buy a home for his wife and 2 daughters. Originally from Haiti, she was the mother of 4 children. He leaves behind his wife and 9 children. He is survived by his girlfriend and 3 adult children.
I like to share with people the idea of the things that are taking place in the inner city and in the community. Many people want to bring up excuses and reasons. Many people want to find someone to blame when these things take place. For me, I don't want to blame anybody. And again, this goes back to the point of people swear that they're not sellouts because they for their own people. Well, I'm more for my own people. I probably got more culture of my people in my little finger than many of these people who say it in their entire body. And the reason why I say that is because many people go around and because they sing loud, they shout out loud and they make these statements and they make these comments and bring this commentary about how bad things are for the inner city because they cry out and they make all these accusations against the system that makes them cultured and they not forgotten about their people. Well, I believe that not forgetting about your people is not only drawing attention to what's going on, but also looking in the mirror and not placing blame anywhere else. The only way we're going to fix this is if we stop placing blame on other people. It has nothing to do with anybody else. What we just saw in this video clips that I just showed about these men killing each other or men dying and leaving their children behind, their families behind, is I showed you something that should disgust you, not promote you to place blame on a system or anything else. Because when you get to the root of the problem, everybody has a decision to make. And these decisions have to be made. People need to make sure that their conscience is right. Then what follows is the family sitting around talking and remembering the person in a setting where they're doing, a celebration to the life of the person on the day that the person died, the following years or the years that follow. And they're talking about remembering the person, which is great. It's amazing. It's something that we should always do. Remember what the good attributes that the person left behind. But I think in retrospect, when I look at these meetings and I feel so sad for the people that come from the inner cities and the places that I come from, how they're hurting over the person that's gone. And as they hurt, they talk about how we need to stop this killing and start loving each other and loving the people and loving the families and all that. And it's sad because they're talking to a room full of people who all do care. They're talking to a room full of people who do love each other and do cherish life because that's why they're there celebrating. The problem that needs to be dealt with is the people that's out on the streets, wilding out, shooting each other, killing each other. But also in context with this, we need to also deal with the correlation between clothing, style, hip hop, culture, and then the murders. Because all we're dealing with is the murders. We're remembering the murders. We're remembering the sadness and the sorrow and the negativity. But the reality of it is that we need to deal with the culture that precedes the death of the individual. And many people get on and they talk on Facebook and on Instagram and on these various social networks and and they talk about the remembering and the rest in peace of our friends and relationships that we shared. And I'm definitely all for that. I feel like we need to make sure that we remember our loved ones. But in context, remember our loved ones, we need to remove this culture from. And if anybody really studies the background, if you really study ancient culture, it's very Babylonian in nature. And we have to dive into this very deep in order to address the money, power, murder, sex, debauchery. If we're going to deal with that, we need to deal with it. The only way it's going to make sense, it's going to have any potency. Speaking of caring for your people. If you care for your people, then it didn't have nothing to do with anybody else or the system. It has to do with the Babylonian culture that many of us practice, not just here in America, but it's happening around the world because it's a world system, and its origins and its activities are very demonic in nature. And what do demons do? They do what the devil does if you believe in God and the devil. And they come to kill, steal, and destroy mankind. That's what this is about. It's about corrupting humanity, not race, but corrupting a humanity of people that don't have any direction. They don't know where they're going. And when you do that, you give way to demonic forces and the enemy to steal life as we know it, corrupt life as we know it, to do the opposite of everything that God meant when he created mankind. That's what this is about. And that's an outside the box thought process. So as many of you may know, Babylon is mentioned in various sectors of faith, more predominantly Christianity, all throughout the Bible, where it's referred to in Revelations 17 and 18, where it acts as a prostitute, where it sort of seduces people away from God with its glamour and gives people a false sense of satisfaction, because you'll never be satisfied. As we see going on around us, not many are being satisfied with the way the system is set up. People are not satisfied with their life. Folks are searching for validation. People are struggling with their self-worth. People's minds are being deterred because they can't get free from the things that they dealt with either from childhood or into their adulthood. And so many are being taken away, and lives are being taken and stripped from children and people who are family members as a result of our disobedience as a people, our fascination with culture and being famous and being rich and having things and wanting to kind of build a sense of self-validation or a sense of false sense of success by getting things and trying to find your self-worth through those things. Many of it happens with fatherlessness, kids who are dealing with fatherlessness, and these things are very prominent. And we'll talk about these things going forward, because it's those areas that are affecting our young people where they're taking the fathers of the new children who are being born each and every day. And so I really want to try to put many of us in a position where those who are hurting, those who are afflicted, people who are going through things and struggling with life, it would be good for us at Outside the Box to try to provide you with information and try to assist you in getting well, getting whole. I just want to see people healthy. I want people's hearts and minds healthy, so that your soul, your psyche, your will, your power, your emotions can be healed, so that you can see the world through different lenses and get help from people who actually care about seeing you healthy. If you check this email address right below there on the screen, you'll see it pop up. I want you to get in contact with some people who can help you with some of these areas and things you're dealing with. Go ahead and send an email to that email address, and I'm going to do my best and make sure that here at Outside the Box, we can try to put you in contact with some people who can help you get healthy and whole. I want to see you well. This is Outside the Box, your man Ateon, signing off.